What's going on, everybody? So today I want to go over which of the two 5 stars you should pull for in version 3.1 of Honkai Star Rail. Now, I'm not going to go over the reruns because that's a topic for another video, and honestly, I think they're just bad, right? Yunli and Huohuo, I think neither of them are worth it, so let's talk between Tribi and Mydei. Now, let me start off with Tribi since she's coming in the first half of version 3.1. This was confirmed in the special program. Now, Tribi is a harmony unit, and it does seem like she might work a little bit differently than some of the other harmonies we've had in the game. It might even be best in slot harmony for the Herda, right? 5-star Herda. But there's so many 5-star harmonies in the game, and honestly, they're all good. If Sunday and Robin are tier 0, then Sparkle would be tier 0.5, right? I consider all of them almost equally as good for each other. Renmei is universally good. Sparkle is one of, if not the best, hyper carry supports. Robin is just all around just insane, right? They're all good. So it'll be hard for Tribi to quote unquote power creep any of them. Not that Harmony power creep is gonna happen anytime soon, but she would have to either be really, really good or really, really different for her to be a must pull, right? If you're lacking in DPSs and you happen to have almost, if not all, the harmonies in the game, then Tribi might just have to be a skip, right? And just keep in mind that this is based off of initial impressions, so things could always change, right? All my entire opinions, my opinions on the 3.1 banners are subject to change, but I think Tribi is really good for the Herda. But if you have characters like Sparkle, Robin, Sunday, even Baronia, then she might not be that big of an upgrade, especially if you're gonna go for her for the Herda, because the Herda is so good, even at E0, S0, to the point where you could pair her with Bronia, and that'll be enough for her to decimate all the content in the game. I have E0, S0 Herda, and I use her alongside E3, S1 Sparkle, and Herda alone, she consistently hits for like 400, 500, 600, 700,000 damage in the end games, when I'm doing the Calyx domains, just all around she hits so hard. Herda, I don't believe in the stigma that Honkai Star Rail has bad power creep. I think it's for the most part, a load of horse shit. But I will say that the Herda has undeniably power crept every single character in the game, including like Firefly. Like everybody's been power crept. This is the only instance where I will say that yeah, everybody has been power crept by one unit. So with Herda, you could really use her with any harmony unit. So I think Tribi, I don't know, unless there's something unique about her which I haven't seen, I'm not too sure. But I will say though that she can do some damage. I don't know if it'll be a lot of damage. People try to say that if Aventurine can be a sub DPS. I tried to build Aventurine as a sub DPS. He could only hit for like 100k on a good day. So whether or not Tribi can actually be a sub DPS alongside being a harmony, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure she'll be doing some kind of damage. I'm not too confident in her actually being able to do good damage, but we did have Lingsha, right, who is an abundance character who can also be a main DPS in some cases. But let's talk about Mydei. Now, Mydei, I think he has potential. Will he be the best DPS? No. And I don't think he'll even be able to compete with the Herda. I don't think Casterus will compete with the Herda. I don't think Anaxa will compete with the Herda in terms of damage. I don't think, there's almost zero chance that Mydei will be nearly as good as the Herda. Like I said, the Herda has power crept everybody in the game. So Mydei, if you want like a fun DPS, I guess you could go for him. I'm sure he'll be good, right? He might be even tier 0 for the next patch or two, but he's most likely not going to hit the same. In his enhanced state, he has this weird thing where he'll lock on to, I think, enemies that you use your ultimate on. So I'm pretty sure you use his ultimate, and then he enters his enhanced state. Well, he'll mainly attack the enemy that you use your ult on. I could be wrong, but regardless, there will be situations where you can't freely select the enemies, And if you have the Herta alongside some of these other DPSs like Firefly, Acheron, yes, Acheron is still viable in this day and age. I know people are saying she got power crept, she didn't. Acheron is still completely viable in this day and age. I still see people using her. If you honestly, if you have Acheron and the Herta, you're good to go, right? Firefly and the Herta, you don't need Mighty. You straight up don't need him, most likely. And again, this is based off of initial impressions, so like I said, things can always change, but I don't think Mighty will be this incredible DPS. But I will say though, my judgment can be wrong at times. I thought the Herta was gonna suck buns. She's the best character in the game, hands down. So I could always be wrong about Mighty, but I don't see the potential for Mighty. I think he'll be alright. I think he'll be kind of like Boot Hill when he came out. You know, Rappa when she came out, like a fun DPS that can be viable, but not necessarily meta, right? Think of like Yun Li. When Yun Li first came out back in 2.4, she was good, right? People were, 36 starring MLC and all that with her, but people weren't gassing her up. Yun Li was never the best DPS at any given moment. And I think it's going to be kind of like that with Mighty, which is kind of a shame because when he was first marketed, I thought he was going to, be cracked. But with the 3.1 special program, I'm not too confident in Mighty. But that's about it for my initial impressions on the new characters coming in 3.1. Overall thoughts, for me, this is going to be a skip patch, like entirely. I skipped 2.7, went all in on 3.0. I think I'm going to be skipping 3.1 as well, especially considering the units that are going to be coming in 3.2. We're going to be getting both Casters and Anaxa. Anaxa seems like he'll also be pretty good with the Herta, right? He's going to be the first ever Wind Erudition character, and he's also an XP of Sue from Honkai Impact, so I mean, shit, I might be a little bit biased, but it is what it is. Apparently, like I said, he might be the best in slot erudition unit for the Herta. Right now, it is Jade, and if it is, I would consider going for him. If he can do some damage on his own, I'll consider it, right? I'm not too sure about that though. As for Casterus though, Casterus is gonna be Quantum Remembrance, and I see the potential with Casterus. Will she compete with the Herta? I'm not too sure about that, but I have a premonition, I have a belief that Casterus will be a very good DPS once she does actually come out. But that's going to be all the way in 3.2, and we're only at the end of 3.0, so we're going to have to wait and see on that. But that's about it for this video. Like I said, I think 3.1 is a skip patch. I think the characters, you don't need them. You don't need either characters, especially considering, most people's rosters, right? The Herta, Robin, Sunday, Firefly, Acheron, these incredible units. I don't think we need any of the characters in 3.1, especially not the reruns. The reruns are so bad, I'll make a whole video on that, but that's about it. I'll see you. Goodbye.